Fewer young men are in college, especially at four-year schools. Well, that's the most unsurprising news of the day. College enrollment among young Americans has been declining gradually over the past decade, more like 20 years. In 2022, the total number of 18 to 24-year-olds enrolled in college was down by approximately 1.2 million from its peak in 2011. Most of the decline is due to fewer young men pursuing college. About 1 million fewer younger men are in college, but only 0.2 million fewer young women. As a result, men make up 44% of young college students today, down from 47% in 2011, according to newly released U.S. Census Bureau data. It's a slow decline. Women passed up men more like 40 years ago, I believe in the 1980s, and it's just been going down slowly. The shift is driven entirely by the falling share of men who are students at four-year colleges. Today, men represent only 42% of students aged 18 to 24 at four-year schools, down from 47% in 2011. At two-year colleges, which are largely community colleges, the drop in enrollment has been similar for men and women, so the gender balance has not changed much. Men represent 49% of students ages 18 to 24, up slightly from 48% in 2011. Yeah, so anyways, it just continues to decline. Guys are realizing that the structure of the education system does not work best for them. The whole Socratic, that's what they argue, that it's the Socratic method of teaching, to have a teacher up front lecturing while you sit in a chair, bored, listening to lectures. That's what they argue is the best way to learn, but only if you're really an auditory learner. And a higher percentage of boys learn by doing, a higher percentage of boys learn by reading, and not as much through auditory skills on average. A students tend to be ones who have high levels of auditory learning skills. And that's the case in every grade, because that's the way education is designed in this day and age. There should be more things in school where you can actually do something, actually build something. That would be fantastic and would be incredibly beneficial to boys as well as girls. So the number of men pursuing bachelor's degrees is on the decline, but I think that might not be so bad. Other things will fill in the gaps. More certificates, more vocational training, and I think that will benefit them quite a bit. It says here, universities and colleges search for ways to reverse the decline in the ranks of male students. I don't know that they will be able to, but it says offices are trying everything from entrepreneurship programs to hunting classes. That's a change of pace, hunting classes. Those were removed, 50 years ago? Boomers were the last generation to have things like that in school. So it is quite interesting. But colleges right now are made by women for women, and boys don't feel like they belong, and that's unfortunate. It says here, hopeful young entrepreneurs in business schools routinely pitch ideas for startup companies as part of their classroom assignments, but the ones who were doing it at the University of Vermont were still in high school. It was the inaugural Vermont Pitch Challenge, to which nearly 150 teams from 27 states and 7 countries had submitted their entrepreneurial brainstorms. The final wave had come to the campus to battle it out for the grand prize, a full tuition scholarship to UVM. Their ideas included a website to help previously incarcerated applicants get jobs. Well, that's interesting to me, since I've taught at maximum security prisons before. There are a lot of people who want to get out and start jobs. Unfortunately, some of them do get out and they do their business. It works for a while, and then they get back into addiction. Addiction is hard to get rid of. So if you're dealing with that, be sure to get out there and look for help. Okay? A nonprofit to provide mental health support to competitive snowboarders. Okay, interesting. A medical device to prevent the reoccurrence of a herniated disc. A company to rent equipment to farmers in St. Croix, and an invention to sustainably recharge laptops, phones, and tablets. Interesting. It's pretty interesting. They didn't use the Oxford comma here, but moving on. This competition wasn't solely about helping the planet or improving medicine, health, employment opportunities, or agriculture. However, it was part of a long-term strategy to increase the number of men at a university where women now outnumber them by nearly 2 to 1. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. They should be pushing men towards these sorts of things. Men still, despite the education system not helping them in the slightest, men still get the most patents, right? Men have those visuospatial skills that are beneficial to them producing new things and inventing new things. And the education system is not finding a way to get those people using their brains. Painstaking research had suggested that entrepreneurship programs could appeal to high school boys considering going to college. The findings appeared to be right. More boys than girls entered the pitch contest, and the university hoped that some would eventually enroll. The approach is among a fast-growing number of efforts to increase the number of men in college, which has been declining steadily. Yeah, for years. Really, for the past 20 years, it's been going down. We've lost millions of people in the university system and the college system. The university needs all of those kinds of recruits. Vermont has the nation's third oldest population by median age, making it harder to find students generally. That's even before a dramatic decline in the number of 18-year-olds about to hit the rest of the country starting next year. So there's definitely some demographic changes, but it still seems to me that these colleges that have lost 70 or 80% of their students, that's a lot more than a demographic change. That's because they're going through forced identity politics nonsense. And this article from my own Substack, Deschooled with a K, Stop Sending Your Boys to College Indoctrination Camps, is about those political narratives. We need to move away from that. We need to allow people to pursue their own positive self-interest, and we need to help them with that, especially the young people, because college is going down the drain very quickly.